Good morning, little marmot family. Well, it's 7:30 a.m., which meant I slept in really pretty late for being on the trail, but that's okay because today's plan is we're hiking from Crabtree Meadows to just below Guitar Lake, only 4.5 miles, so it's a really light day, which is great because after 2 10.5-mile days, I totally need it. I think Charlotte and Denise might appreciate it too. They're a little more hardcore than I am. And then we're just basically gonna stay there to set ourselves up for a 12-ish mile round trip hike up and down Whitney, which I'm still not sure I'll make it or not. I really don't know. I'm gonna give it a try. We'll see. But this view, oh my god, I am in no hurry to leave this campsite. Let me tell you, this view, this is probably one of the most beautiful campsites I've ever stayed in. We have the marmot family here, who's still, the little babies are still fighting, but look at this. It's just full on views, views, and more views. I mean, it's just this gorgeous meadow valley with these rock walls. Oh, and there's Mama Marmot. Or maybe it's Papa Marmot. I'm not sure. No, I think it's Mama. Anyway, yeah, this place, I could stay here for a while. The marmots are totally cool with me. They've turned their backs on me. It's awesome. They're just doing their thing. 2 of them are fighting behind that rock. Mama's just looking around. The other one's looking around. It's like I've become a marmot. Camp this morning, just getting organized. Salsa and Tutu are getting ready to go, and I'm gonna catch up with them later. There's the view. I don't know where the marmots went. They must be out eating or something. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock. I am the last person out of camp, so it's a really late start. Last night I rolled in. Denise and Charla, who I will from now on call Tutu and Salsa, had found this awesome campsite. And then that nice guy, the PCT hiker, it turns out his name is Penguin Pants, which makes sense because he rolled in wearing penguin pajama pants, which was a little odd, but definitely memorable. Anyway, he was the guy who had been fly fishing since 4, and he gave us the demo and showed us the rainbow trout. So he was really cool. And today he's up hiking Whitney. So his tent is the last one standing. Anyway, so this morning I woke up and I ended up talking to Tom and Barbara, who were camped next door. They were the fashionable campers that I want to put in my hiker style photo shoot that I've been planning. I don't know if I can get people to cooperate because Barbara outfit so cute. Anyway, so yeah, I started chatting with them, and Tom was really cool. He gave me this whole tour of his Z-Packs Cuban fiber, you know, weighs almost nothing, 2-person tent. I think the tent is 20 ounces, and there's some optional poles that are another 20 ounces if you want it to be freestanding. And he let me go in there, and it was like super roomy. And then when he packed it all up, he tossed me the little like giant sausage that was his tent. It was so light. Oh my gosh. And then of course he had the ULA Circuit Pack, which I've been looking at because it's light and it has all the pockets. And basically I have a major case of equipment envy, but you know, Tom was saying it takes time to build up your equipment profile. I mean, you do it a little bit at a time, and what he does is he just takes $75 from every paycheck, sets it aside for his mad money, and you know, pretty much saves up for all the stuff he wants. And yeah, that Z-Packs tent is expensive. It's like $600, but he says, you know, you cry once and then you're loving it on the trail forever after. So that's a good idea, you know, just setting something aside a little bit every time to get the equipment ensemble that you want. This is Whitney Creek, blowing strong. pretty this is. Hello. Good way. Stream crossing, camera and phone go into plastic bags. The trail provides, indeed. Ranger station this way, but let's see. Mt Whitney, Wallace Creek is this way, which I believe is the way I need to go, but I'm not sure. Looks like the ranger station is up there, and that's a little bit off the beaten track, and I need to go left. And since I know that Salsa and Tutu are planning to stop by the ranger station to get skinny on what's going on in terms of weather, and also the other day when I thought somebody's campfire was dropping ashes on my stuff, actually that was a fire somewhere over there in that direction, and they were thinking of closing the PCT somewhere between here and Forester Pass because of this fire. So since my compadres are going to get the information from the ranger, I am just going to save myself some miles and just keep going toward today's end goal. Okay, we're here at the next junction, and Shepherd's Pass Trail. There's a fire east of Tyndall, closed. I'll have to look that trail up. I don't know if it affects us, except for the smoke, of course. George's fire started at 7-8. Visitors are discouraged from exiting to Whitney Portal. Okay. And then here is where I get my wag bag. Apparently, when you go up Whitney, you gotta take a wag bag and haul your own poop out because there's just way too much poop on the mountain. Okay, so in reading the instructions, since I'm not exiting Whitney Portal, unless the fire makes me, I don't need to bring a wag bag, so yeah! Well, I took a wag bag just in case. The instructions were a little conflicting. On the one hand, it said, do not take unless you are exiting Whitney Portal, which I'm not, because these were flown in by helicopter and it's a lot of resources. On the other hand, it said, these are for use at Guitar Lake East. And since we're probably camping at those tarns east, I took one just in case. If I don't use it, I'll put it back on my way down. I talked to this really nice lady at the trailhead. She had some first-hand information about the fire. She and, I don't know if that guy was her son or whatever, but the young guy she was hiking with, they came in at Shepherd's Pass Trail, and I guess that's where the fire is. And they looked around and there was like, boom, this nuclear explosion type thing, or you know, whatever. I'm sure that's dramatized, but suddenly there was fire in the air. I guess the ranger told them they couldn't go any higher. I guess they were planning to exit via Shepherd's Pass. And so now here they were at Whitney Portal hoping to exit here. You know, and she only had so many days for vacation. She'd built in a layover day, but that was blown to bits by the fire. But she did pack extra food, so they'll be okay for another day or two. And the ranger said that if people got trapped here, they'd ship in food. So that's good to hear. But it's also good to hear that I'll have to look up Shepherd's Pass on the map because I'm not really sure where it is. So it sounds like it might be far enough away from the PCT. Like if it doesn't spread, maybe it rains again today, you know, maybe they won't close the PCT on us, which would be a super drag. Because coming up next is Forester Pass and Kearsarge Pass, and that guy Tom was showing me on his phone the most amazing, beautiful campsite at Kearsarge Lakes. He told me exactly how to get to it. He said it right. We were talking about how beautiful Crabtree was, and he was like, yeah, maybe it's the most beautiful, but maybe this one is. So I got the inside scoop on a really good campsite. So hopefully the fire won't stop us. Hello. Oh, it's you guys again.
Yeah.
Team Zero caught me vlogging. You guys done with Whitney already?
Yeah. So you going up to Guitar Lake?
Yeah. Or maybe the Tarns.
Yeah.
What do you think's better, the Tarns?
No, Guitar.
Guitar, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Girl Power?
They're
What's
probably a half hour in front of you.
No. Your Girl Power.
She stayed down. She didn't go up.
Oh, okay.
It's not PCT. She don't think she has to do it.
Awesome. We'll tell her hello.
Yeah.
And yeah, good luck
fun.
to you guys.
Have fun on the way
Rock on.
We got about 3 miles left.
Okay. Thanks. All right, Team Zero, 2 out of 3. Those guys are awesome. Okay, this is what I live for in the Sierra. You're coming up some nasty hill. Your feet are killing you. You can't breathe. You're wondering, when is it ever gonna end? You see sky, you see a mountain. You think, is this it? Is this gonna be an amazing view? Or is it just gonna be more trail? Well, I think this one is somewhere in between. There's more trail, but the view is pretty sweet. So I just ran into Penguin Pants, who did the Whitney Ascent today, and he's on his way back. Oh my gosh, I'll stop. You gotta see this first. Look how pretty this little meadow with the stream is, and the high rocks above. This is what I love about the Sierra. These treasures. So anyway, Penguin Pants was telling me about the Ascent to Whitney, and he's a PCT hiker, you know, so he's been putting on the miles. And he got up at 12:41, and he got up there, I guess close to 5:40, up at the top for the sunrise. So, you know, it took him a good 5 hours to get up there. So I may need 10 at the rate I hike, so I don't know. The thing about getting up early is that you don't have to worry about the weather so much, because later in the day, you know, the thunderstorms possibly roll in, and you do not want to be, I think, anywhere on that mountain if that happens. But the thing he said that makes me really want to just try it, I don't know if I'll get up there. The air is really thin. I'm, you know, not that athletic, as you can tell, but the thing that makes me want to try is he said that you can see the entire Sierra Nevada from up there. You can see everything. So that right there makes me want to give it a shot. He said bring your sleeping bag because it's ice cold up there, like really ice cold. So that's good information, because I hate to be cold. Another cute little meadow. So pretty. Mother Nature is the best landscaper. Okay, it's one of those moments coming up. Is it going to be a beautiful lake or more rocks? I'm too tired to look at the map, so let's find out together. And it's more rocks. Yay, rocks. Okay, there it is. Pretty lake. And oh, this is pretty. I think this is Timberline Lake. It's so gorgeous. No grazing, no camping. But it's so lovely. Look at that. All right, so this is 92. Totally awesome woman I met at, where did I meet you at? It was that bridge, you know, with the swallows. Bridge of the Swallows. The crappy swallows. Okay, so She just came off of Whitney. It was amazing. Team Zero helped her up there.
Yep.
So now she's gonna give me a pep talk. So come on, give it to me.
So Pokemon, you can absolutely do Whitney. There's no doubt in my mind. If Whitney, you could do Whitney.
But there's so little air.
You'll do it. Just take it slow and go slow and steady. Rest when you need to, and you'll make it up.
Okay.
There's no problem, especially from beautiful Guitar Lake.
Okay, that was super cool running into 92 here on the trail. I didn't think I'd see her again because, you know, PCT hikers, they boogie. But she was telling me all about her ascent. It was a real challenge. She made it sound like I could do it, so that's why I made her record a pep talk so that I can review it when needed. So anyway, it's kind of looking like it might be rain coming, so I think I might put the camera away. You know, for a short day, I'm sure getting a ton of footage and meeting a bunch of people. So anyway, I'm gonna put the camera away, I think, for the rest of the day. And although here, I'll give you this before I go. Isn't this beautiful? It's so amazing. You know, I'm not really about to put the camera away forever. It's just, I think I might put it away for the trail portion because I don't want it to get wet. Just another pretty little meadow on the way up to Guitar Lake. I just need to get there before the rain. This mosquito is biting me. And there's the trail. So I'm hiding out under a tree again because it started sprinkling and the trail goes up there. And I don't see any shelter, and the sky is looking kind of sketchy, and I don't want to be struck by lightning in case it gets all thundery. So I'm just kind of sitting here, taking a break, seeing what the weather's going to do. That's where I came from. Look at the beautiful views. Well, so much has happened since we last talked. So I was going up the trail, and it started to rain. And I was getting pretty high up, and there were hardly any trees at all. I mean, there was just no place to run if the lightning started, and there had been some thunder in the distance. So I found this one tree that I was able to shelter under for a while. I saw two other guys hiking up, so that kind of gave me some courage to go on because I didn't want to stay there all day. I figured, well, if there's two other guys, then my odds of being struck by lightning just decreased. So I followed them up for a bit and then chatted with them and passed by. And right over the rise there was Guitar Lake. And I was walking down, and who do I see but Denise, aka Tutu, in her red coat and rain skirt, which was the perfect piece of clothing for today, by the way. So I came down the trail, and she had just finished constructing this awesome little sign out of stones, you know, that said PM with an arrow that way, PM for Pokemon. So I thought that was so sweet. And she's like, well, it's funny what you do when you have unlimited time on your hands. Anyway, she had already scouted out the best possible campsites for me. So she basically took me on a little tour around this rocky area where there were maybe a dozen people kind of hunkered down in their tents, or, you know, in the rocks because it's raining, right? Anyway, so she showed me the best sites. And I picked one that was next to a rock because it seemed like it'd be more sheltered from the wind. But it was too rainy to set up camp, so, you know, she brought me over. She offered to put me in her tent, which is a one-person tent, which is really sweet. And then she asked Charla if I could be in her tent, but Charla was having like water problems. Like, I think poor Charla pitched where water is gathering, and so she's having to like bail one half of her tent. So but luckily next to Charla was this really pretty good rock. It just basically huddled up under this rock for a while, you know, sitting in the dirt. But, yeah, it's getting dripped on. Well, that's better getting rained on entirely. So I sat there for a while. I ate some nuts because eating helps keep the body warm. You know, then it started to get a little chilly and the rain wasn't stopping. So I basically scurried back to my backpack, dug out my emergency blanket right there, that thing that I dug out of the hiker box in Kennedy Meadows, thank goodness, and basically put that thing around me, and that was great because that really started to warm me up. I had just been, I don't know, maybe sitting in that thing for 15 minutes or so, and then the rain kind of stopped, and it looked like it was going to be stopped for more than a minute. So I ran up the hill and I basically started pitching my tent. So here's a little tour of my hastily thrown together tent. I had to get out the sleeping bag because it was just getting cold. My hat's all wet. My camera's dry, Ted, don't worry, it's all good. I got out of my wet clothes because I was just starting to get a little chilled. My backpack, I've left it in the vestibule here because it's kind of wet on the outside, but this bag kept everything on the inside nice and dry. Got my stove ready to cook, all my food and water. Not much left, but I've got more in these bags here on the wet side. I don't care if they get wet, and it looks like it stopped raining. Dare I open this? It's gonna drip on my bear can. There it is. So over that rise of tents and stuff is Guitar Lake. Maybe you can see a peek of it over there. Look at the view. Come on out, son. I don't even know which of these is Whitney. Maybe they're all Whitney. I'll find out. There's my totally wet tent. And somebody's moving on. And peak of Guitar Lake. Some rocks. The neighbors. Charlotte's found a new place and she's moving. And Denise is moving over here to me, but she's just drying this. It's gonna live there. X marks the spot. Drying everything out after the rainstorm. Here's Guitar Lake. So pretty. This reminds me of Yosemite in the 70s. In the backcountry before they had the permitting system with just people camping all over the place everywhere you looked. I think a lot of this is because of the rainstorm, but I think some of it might be too because Whitney Portal I hear is closed because there's a fire. So some of these people who were expecting to exit via Whitney Portal aren't going to be able to do so. So that's kind of a conundrum for some of them. But at least they have these views. Time to filter some more water. Well, it's been a good day here at Guitar Lake. Once the rain stopped, which went on for a couple of hours, everybody came out. It was just like lemmings. Everyone came out of their tents, and everybody's looking at everybody else and talking and chatting. It became this kind of social thing. It was pretty cool. I met this lady Hummingbird who's from Dallas, and she's here with her husband and friend, and they're doing the JMT. So I talked to her for a bit. She was really cool, and you know, it was just great to hang around and have a light day. And tomorrow we're getting up at 4 a.m. to summit Whitney. We're not trying to make the sunrise. We'd have to get up much earlier for that, and we've also heard it's freezing up there. We're just going to try to get up there in the morning and then get down before any kind of weather moves in. So I'm hoping it's not too smoky. One guy coming down the hill said it was kind of smoky from the fires. I don't know, we'll see. But then Penguin Pants said you can see everything, you know, the entire Sierra, so I'm excited about that. And 92 says I can do it, so I'm going to give it my best shot. So, I don't know how much footage you'll see of that, but maybe you'll hear some heavy breathing. Until tomorrow.